Welcome, everybody, to an episode of Pixels to Politics. I'm your host, Dougie. This is my co host, Bray. This is episode 47 of season 3. And today, we will be doing a review of the Backrooms and talking kind of a little bit, touching on the state of Hollywood in general. But I think the Backrooms here and its success is a pretty good example of kind of what's going on currently in Western media when it comes to movies. But yes, so we went and saw it together with a group of friends, and overall, also just before we get into it, the first 30 minutes or so we won't spoil anything, and then we will talk spoilers. We'll just talk very freely. So yeah, do you want to go for those who haven't seen it and don't know any of the lore? Do you want to give a little breakdown on how the Backrooms started?
All right, so essentially the Backrooms started from post where someone on 4chan posted an image, and I'll show you the image here.
Yep.
And you kind of see the original thing here. I'll try to see if I can pull it up here.
If you're only listening, it looks like an empty office building.
Yeah. So this is essentially what started this whole thing to begin with. Was essentially just post. It was made on May 12th, 2019. Which is actually not that long ago.
Yeah,
for
surprise.
Concept. And the original poster said, "Post disquieting images that just feel off," right? So you can kind of see people post their own like version of disquieting, images or whatever. I want to see if maybe I can find a little bit better archive of this. Maybe might be a better archive render. So nope, no.
Not crazy important.
No, it's not crazy. I mean, it's not.
You guys get the gist, okay? It's basically a photo of an empty office building. It's got that wicked yellow tint, and basically it expanded off of that into this.
Until someone came up with a reply to the original poster's image that stated, "If you're not careful and you clip out of reality in the wrong areas, you'll end up in the Backrooms, where it's nothing but the stink of old moist carpet, the madness of mono yellow, the endless background noise of fluorescent lights at maximum hum buzz, and approximately 600 million square miles of randomly segmented empty rooms to be trapped in. God forbid, God save you if you hear something wandering around nearby, because it sure as hell has heard you."
Yeah. And the lore, of course, expands off that as it does on the internet. If you're an internet partaker, you know how these things go. And it turned into a little bit of a natural phenomenon for the internet community.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually gets turned into some video games. Like 4 or 5. I mean, there's an endless number of them in development at any given moment. And basically, I mean, you can pull up some footage, maybe on YouTube or some shit of one of the playthroughs, just real quick. But if you're a gamer, when you play with friends, you probably have played the Backrooms at some point. And yeah, it's not privately owned by anyone as far as I know, the IP. But yeah, I mean, you go through the Backrooms. This is it's not. It's very cheaply made. It's still a lot of fun. You run through it. You gotta hide from monsters. You gotta go through each of the levels. Each levels are a little different. Each of the games were slightly different, but all the same concept. The very famous pool room. And
Pool rooms are the
so,
best.
yes, the pool room is the best. So this company, A24, who most of you probably heard of at this point, they keep taking these very small IPs or very small concepts, and I'm mostly turning them into horror movies. And I love them. I think they're great because they're taking chances on IPs that nobody else will, which has really been kind of Hollywood's big downfall. Is they're too scared to take chances these days, and this company is not scared to put a little money forward to see if it'll get a return.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, they've put out a
It
lot
was a
of
$10 million budget, and right now they've made almost 100 million.
yeah, which is insane. Of course, any other movie developer is that's like their dream when they put something like this together. It's made by a very young guy. He's like 20 something,
Yeah,
very young director. It had a small cast. I think in total it was like what, like 7 people show up in the
yeah,
film. No, the effects aren't really crazy at all. And to be honest, it's a decent movie. Like it's definitely worth going and watching with your friends, especially if you had any interest in the back rooms or played the games. It's perfect.
yeah.
It reminds me a lot of when I was a teenager, and I just went and I fucked off at the movies with some friends.
It was good. It was a good, and it's another thing is like Disney CEOs or fucking Universal CEOs. They fucking high five each other and touch a child every time they get a 2x on their budget. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, exactly.
And then this guy's fucking. They're pulling A24. They're pulling 10 times their fucking budget.
Yeah, and for example,
They're,
so Mandalorian and Grogu is getting clowned on right now because they spent like $250 million, and I think they've
yeah,
only pulled in like 50 or 60 million. Like they are shitting the bed. It's getting taken out early. This movie's getting an extension.
yeah, yeah,
Because the rest of Hollywood is so pissed that this like newcomer who just shows up out of nowhere is just tearing up the scene. It's fantastic. I love it. I could not be any more happy that these types of movies are getting made. These little small movies. I'm trying to think of the
it's
one
because
they
like
just did.
we spent $1 billion for Lucasfilm's IP. Why can't we make $1 billion on this movie?
To just ran it into the ground. They did the same thing with Marvel. Same exact thing. Ran it into the fucking ground. And at this point, they're spending $1 billion to make their top movies. $1 billion. This movie, $10 million, has made 10 times its budget. It'll probably do 20.
Yeah, it's like they put a lemonade or lemon into a squeezer. They squeezed it out, right? And everyone's like, "Wow, this is pretty good lemonade." And then they took that same lemon and they fucking injected it with GMOs to make it grow bigger. And then you bought a bigger squeezer. They fucking squeezed it again, and I was like, "Yeah, the lemonade still tasted pretty good. Appreciate it, Disney,
Wait,
Marvel."
this company made Heretic. I didn't even know that. That was also another banger movie. Pearl is
Oh
also
yeah.
trending right now.
Oh
Bodies was good. Oh my god. I mean, this company is just fantastic. They just put a little bit of money into it and they get gold.
yeah. And it's like they literally just squeezed the life out of all these IPs. They,
Who are we
they
talking
didn't
about? Talking about
the
24 or
Disney,
Disney?
literally
Yeah.
any movie company at this point,
Yeah.
aside from a very few select companies, like they just ran it into the ground. Like they're like, let's squeeze the shit out of the Marvel IP. Let's squeeze the shit out of the fucking Star Wars IP. Yeah, hey, everyone, here's a cute little baby Yoda. Baby Yoda, look at the give us money, or we'll choke him to death.
Well, you know
Like,
what's funny? I saw the Mandalorian movie right before I saw this movie. And I don't even think the Mando movie was bad. I think if you
no,
released that movie 10 years ago, 15 years ago, people would have went and seen it. I'm not sure it would have done like amazing well, like popping off, but people would have went and saw it. However, is that movie worth 250 million? Like, is that movie worth 25 of the Backrooms?
no,
No. like,
no.
like it's not even close. So I don't know how these big companies justify spending again hundreds of billions of dollars on, like, that's their minimum. It's at least $100 million every single time. This movie
Yeah,
had again 7 people. 2 of the actors were bigger names, not really,
yeah, yeah.
and pulled in 10 times the revenue. Insane, absolutely insane. But I liked it. I mean, I'm not a crazy Backrooms lore person. There was like little Easter eggs in there for the people who knew the lore.
Hmm.
And I don't really. It wasn't like crazy scary. I wouldn't even technically put it in the horror genre. There's only minimal jump scares, more thriller and mystery, maybe even like
It was more,
sci-fi. Yeah.
it was more of like it's more of like unsettling, more like suspense, more like being
Yeah.
uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, I don't know. I definitely thought that it had more. Like for me, typically, like when I watch movies, it feels like it's a drag, right? I feel like, oh my god, it's only been 30 minutes. It felt like it feels like an hour. You know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean? Whereas with this movie, it was the reverse. It was, wait, it's been over an hour and a half. It's only been like 30 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't crazy into this movie, so it felt like its length to me. But I totally understand why everyone else felt that way. To me, I probably
Yeah,
liked it the least, and I still think it was worth it to go. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. And it was like the fucking pool rooms, that pool room. You saw the fucking pool rooms. Like, yes.
Yeah.
There wasn't any Kanye West, unfortunately, but
He would have been
that's
expensive.
okay.
That would have put it the 250 million price tag on it. I'm
All of
sure.
the lights, he's fucking running.
Yeah, I wish they had spent some more time exploring different levels and less on the uh well, we'll get into the spoiler later, but I just in
Yeah.
general exploring the levels a little more, just a little more focus on the backrooms itself and less on the characters and their personalities. I just didn't care their backstories. I just didn't give a fuck, to be honest. But you know, again, I understand why they did what they did, and it was again, I'm bashing on it a little bit. It's still a good movie. It's still worth the $12 it costs to go watch it with a group of friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still a
Hmm.
great experience.
More like 60.
What? 16?
60.
60?
Yeah, that
Cost.
Mandalorian bucket wasn't cheap, Doug.
Oh, I listen. I paid $12, and that was enough for me. I didn't buy no Mandalorian bucket.
Listen, I have the bucket now. I would say it's worth it.
Okay, maybe that's how Disney makes all their money.
It's more of like a pity buy for Disney more than anything else.
Yes. Well, I'm sure they appreciate it. What I hope. I mean, I'm sure they're gonna keep doing this.
Yeah.
I'm very sure the movie just made fucking at least 10 times its budget back. I hope we get SCP Foundation series and movie. It's gotta come next. Where every single day we get a little bit closer to the SCP stuff. This is basically that, in a smaller form. We are getting there. Every day we get closer and closer. And there are so many stories in the SCP thing. I mean, there's literally a version of this called like the IKEA story. Same concept, mostly. They get trapped in a little pocket dimension and they got to survive in this IKEA, and the IKEA workers are like these NPC drones that run around and hunt you. It's pretty cool. But there's a bunch of little concepts that come from the SCP Foundation that I mean, it would be fine. They're smart because what they do is they take these little concepts and they inject the story, the like good characters into it, and have the little twists, which is good. Because if you just put it on screen, most people, it's like a party favor. You go in, you'd watch it, you'd forget about it immediately. But people are gonna go in and watch this movie. They're telling their friends. They're going back. They're watching it again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know, Doug. I got a feeling like for SCP, I think what might happen is it'll get bought out by one of those big companies for a movie and it's going to flop. Because I think what's going to happen is they're going to see the success of Backrooms. They're going to take the SCP foundations and they're just going to fuck it in the ass.
Yeah, I can see it happening. The thing that I think is shielding them is that
Yeah.
the people who run these Fortune 500 companies are all old boomers. They don't know what the hell this
Yeah.
is. They have no idea.
Exactly. It all stems from boomers. Like literally, we had a dude with what, like 5 years or less of like directing experience, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's only 20.
Came out with a fucking 9 out of 10 banger. Absolute fucking banger
I thought
of a
I thought the
movie.
directing was fantastic. By the way, I thought it was really
Yeah.
good. I was surprised to find out it was some random.
It was really well paced. Really
Yeah.
well paced. And then you got these old boomers that are like, show them a baby Yoda and should make them shut the fuck up. It's $20 for a ticket now. Like they don't
No
they
idea.
don't get it. It's
They
not
have no
clicking
idea.
with them that they don't even understand the amount of money they're losing because they have so much money.
True, and they've lost hundreds of billions of dollars at this point. Like, it's insane how much money Disney and Hollywood has lost. And good. I'm happy. I want them all to die. I'm tired of them
Yeah.
taking our IPs and destroying
Yeah.
them. I hate it. It's terrible. And I cannot wait for AI to accelerate their demise. Like, I
Yeah.
really can't. Again, Grogu Mandalorian, 25 times the budget of this movie, does 10 times worse. That's
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, give that money to these young filmmakers, to younger people, and look at how much success can be had. We don't want to watch your
Yeah.
goy slop. It's not good. We're tired of it. Nobody
No,
gives
it
a fuck.
sucks.
Fucking let us watch shit like this. This is
Just
great.
remember what happened to fucking Star Wars.
I
Like,
know, bro.
here's like,
Sinful.
oh, you like Star Wars on VHS, the original trilogy, you know, made billions of dollars in the box office before inflation occurred, which is crazy to think about, right? Okay, let's how would you like Jar Jar Binks Phantom Menace? Misa Jar Jar Binks. Is that funny? It's pretty funny. Right?
I honestly I liked 1 through 3 a lot.
I think if you remove Jar Jar Binks and then you get rid of you replace some of the actors with like slightly better actors, I think you got a solid movie. But as it stands, as it is, I don't.
Even then, right? The original Star Wars was similar to this. It was an unknown. You know, it wasn't an established IP, but basically it was something random from one guy who just had a great imagination. He had no idea what he was doing. I mean, all the big companies told him to go fuck himself, right? And he was like, fine, I'll figure this out on my own. And he did, and it turned into $1 billion, IP. Same exact thing. We don't think about it like that anymore because, Star Wars is fucking everywhere. And again, Disney's rammed it down our throats and kitty-fied it into oblivion. But that's exactly how it started. It's the exact same thing. Nobody wanted to give him the time of day, and he performed. It's the same thing. Again, what was it, $10 million to make this movie? $100 made. I mean, I'm sure it's made. The number we're talking about was established, what,
it's just current.
Days ago?
That's just the current number.
Backrooms. How much money is it made? Let's see. What are we at? Profit.
I can look it up.
Yeah, I'm struggling for some. Oh yeah, we're at 118. So within the 2 days that we haven't looked at it, again, it's doubled the amount of money was spent on it.
Yeah.
81 domestic, less than $10 million. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty nutty.
Oh, they also did Civil War, which honestly was also a pretty decent movie.
Yeah, I never watched it, so I can't speak for it. Look at this.
It beat Star Wars. I mean, it beat The Devil Wear Prada 2. I didn't realize Mortal Kombat 2 was out. The Super Galaxy movie, it beat that.
Yeah, I mean, this is for the weekend box. Let's say overall, the Michael movie has made $340 million. Somehow.
I don't even know what the Michael movie is.
It's a documentary about Michael Jackson. Devil Wears Prada 2 for some reason has $209 million. I think people really do like their goy slop, so I can understand why they keep making these kinds of fucking movies.
Yep.
The Super Mario Galaxy movie, that was obviously gonna make a decent amount of money. Project Hail Mary, I don't even know what that is. Hoppers, I don't even know what that is either. Shrek. Wait, did they re-release Shrek?
Yeah. See, they also really released Terminator 2.
Man, they're just. This is sad.
It is sad. Yeah, well, okay.
So because the total gross is just how the total, not what they made.
I think this is a really good year for TV shows and movies. I've seen a lot of bangers this year, and it's mostly because they're taking small IPs and making them fantastic. We're finally seeing a return to proper Hollywood. Hopefully, it may have come too late because again, it's just becoming easier and easier for these smaller directors, these smaller teams, these smaller production studios to put out, decent level quality stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, it's at this point, it's almost beating fucking the total grossing for Star Wars, and with like 1,000 less theaters that it's in.
It's insane.
Yeah, what I really liked about it's growing. The international is almost 40 million.
Yep. And I think that I expect this one. I think it'll keep going. People, again, this is a movie that's not. It wasn't super well advertised. I don't really watch advert ads in
Hell,
general. I don't got all
their
that shit
billboard
blocked. But
ads were just a yellow wall.
and right, this is one of the movies. It's that rare kind where it spreads by word of mouth. God
Yeah.
bless it. Again, people are watching it. They're going out, telling their friends, "Hey, let's go. I just watched a movie. Let's go watch it again." Boom, 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 boom. That's how it's working. Again, it's putting all these other movies that have spent not just 150, $250 million as a budget, but that never counts marketing. You're actually always supposed to double the amount of money it takes to make the movie because that's how much they usually spend on marketing.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's just not even close. And I'm
I mean,
bless. Fucking bless.
what I really liked about the Backrooms as well is that someone who's kind of like a kid that kind of grew up like the early 2000s. Fucking bitch. A kid who she tried to bite my fucking toe. But as a kid who grew up in like the early 2000s, because that's when you really like can retain memories better. When you're like 5 years old, 6 years old. Right?
Mhm.
It's like
Yep. Sorry.
I can really like I could like and this guy you got to remember Kane Parsons is like 20 something, right?
23,
24.
20, yeah.
He's super young. He managed to capture the aesthetic of the 90s
He
in
did.
the
That's
movie.
true.
He captured it like on point. Like I'm looking at some stuff in the movie. I'm like, holy shit! I remember those fucking things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I remember seeing that as a fucking kid. I remember seeing that architecture, that type of couch, those blinds, the fucking blinds, dude, on the fucking the double door glass window or whatever, the sliding glass doors. Like, I remember all of that fucking shit. I remember the telephones, the CRT TVs they had. And I remember those fucking, furniture type commercials too that they would play.
Even the
That they
story.
played in
Yeah, yeah. No,
yeah.
everything about it was well
It
designed.
felt like I was back in the fucking 90s.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
really fucking
Well, it
did.
was made for us. That's why it feels so good. That's why it was a good
Yeah.
movie. It was literally made for us. It wasn't goy slap random nonsense where they're trying to shove some agenda down your throat, whether it's pro this or
Exactly.
pro that or anything. It's just a movie. God bless. They
Yeah.
made just a movie.
I know,
It's
right?
not propaganda. It was
It's not
literally just a movie. And there were opportunities to put propaganda in it. I mean, there were plenty, and they didn't.
Hi, I'm Ryan Gosling. This is Deadpool. Make sure you vote for the Democrats this year.
I know. I was waiting for it. So, we can kind of ease into it a little, but there's a scene. There's a pile of shirts. It's not spoilers, okay? So there's a pile of
Yeah.
shirts, and I was so sure they were gonna slap some political message on it. I was looking too, because
Yeah.
I'm so used to it. There wasn't any of it. It was just a bunch of '90s shirts, and I was like, bless, bless. But yeah, so the director for this movie, Kane, apparently he's a YouTuber. I never really watched his content.
Yeah, he has a YouTube series about the Backrooms.
Nice. Okay. His dad actually is a game developer, I think, for Rockstar Games or something. So, again, both of them and probably his whole family, they're big on gaming. They're big on the internet.
Yeah.
They're very much in the scene. They made a movie. It's fantastic. And this is probably what we'll see. Markiplier also, he did a horror movie and also smashed, all the records.
Iron
Iron Lung. I haven't seen it. I heard it was decent. But again, we're
It
seeing
was
this.
okay.
Yeah, you watched it?
Yeah, it was okay. I haven't watched it, but I've heard it was okay.
Gotcha. Well, even still, they spent not that much money. They made money
No.
back. It wasn't even
Yeah.
shown in many theaters. Obsessions, which I'm kind of unsure about, it's also performing really well at minimum. And it's also made by a fucking YouTuber. Who would have thought?
Yeah. Well, see, it used to be, Doug, that Hollywood would get to decide who's famous and who's a nobody, right? And now it's no longer like that. Now it's up to the court of public opinion on the online, web, essentially.
Yeah.
It's no longer decided by Hollywood. It's no longer decided by the government. It is now decided by the people. And Hollywood is going to have a really big wake up call when they start to see more and more movies like this come out from content creators. You never know. What if PewDiePie came out with a movie? That shit would top 1 billion easy.
Oh, it would. He's too busy making AI. We're gonna talk about him in our other episode.
Yeah, like there's plenty of other people I can think of where if they came out with a movie tomorrow, they would beat all these other movies just on their name alone. And Hollywood doesn't is no longer the big face. They're the dying dog. They're phasing out, right? And
Yeah.
and they're gonna be struggling to come to terms with that as time goes on because people aren't watching the slop anymore. They want real shit. They don't want the garbage.
Yeah, I'm honestly I couldn't be happier. I'm not gonna lie. I've been waiting for this day. I've been waiting for this exact day when YouTubers and smaller developers have finally been able to break through the fucking wall that Hollywood has put up in order to maintain their control over media. God bless.
Yeah,
What we're watching right now is the exact same thing we've seen podcasts do to the fucking mainstream media. Exact same thing. This is the exact same thing. The theaters, normally even theaters would get stopped from hosting these movies. Hollywood would
yeah,
make sure that theaters wouldn't host these movies. And theaters are just like, well, we're not making any fucking money because you guys are draining us dry. I mean, they
yeah,
don't make any money. So now they're like, well, fuck you. If you're gonna try and stop us from making money, we're just gonna go ahead, place our bets on this random movie IP we've never heard of, some random 20-year-old made, and call it a day. And so they
yeah.
did, and they're making so much money for it. So much money
Oh yeah,
for it. And bless, I hope Disney and fucking Sony Pictures and Universal and anyone who's not making good shit fuck collapses because it's just
yeah,
stupid. I'm tired of it. I hate seeing my favorite IPs get destroyed over boomer nonsense every single time. It's boomers every time. Okay, I hate them. They're destroying it. They're pissing on it. They're shitting on it. They have no idea what they're even doing. And like they keep swapping each other. Disney's had 3 different CEOs within like 5 years. None of them have seen a single Star Wars movie, and yet they're running
no,
Star Wars. None of them have seen a single Marvel movie, and yet they're supposed to be running Marvel, and they are running it into the ground. Like, fucking
yeah.
hell. Oh
Like
my
it's
god.
pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. All right. Well,
But
we will. Sorry. Go ahead.
but I think once and it's like the devil wears Prada too. It's like do we have nothing else left? Is
They
this it?
nothing, bro. This is how a normal person comes up with a movie. Oh my god,
Yeah,
dude, the Backrooms. They're. I mean, he had already been doing little films on YouTube apparently. For this
yeah,
content for a bit. Obviously, he's very passionate about it. He's already been kind of working on this project, and so he sits down
yeah,
on a team and is like, "Guys, this is great. We have a chance to do something original. We're gonna bring this favorite IP to life. We're gonna expand on it. Great. This is how a fucking boomer Disney executive comes up comes up with an idea. All right, well, let's take a list of our IPs that we haven't remade in 5 years. Let's do a live action Moana. That'll make money. Like, dude,
yeah.
huh? There's some IP down there that's doing really well. That's not us. Buy them. Put a female in it and make it gay.
Exactly,
like, dude,
exactly. Well,
I
it's like I think they're starting to realize that they need to cater to the lowest common denominator that they know will show up, and that lowest common denominator is just Zoomers that are just brain dead Zoomers, like brain dead young, maybe even like Gen Alpha. I think even Zoomers are kind of like getting away from their bullshit. I
mm,
think like brain dead Gen Alpha or white women. And what white women
yeah,
love more than anything else,
yeah.
it's
Devil Wear
it's
Prada
movies
2.
about vanity. Devil
Devil,
Wears Prada 2.
Devil
There
Wears
you
Prada
go.
2. Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know anyone who's seen that movie. I don't know a single person on the planet who even knows that movie came out, and yet
yeah.
somehow it's doing well. Like, okay,
The
sure.
white bitches, the white bitches. I'm telling you.
I cannot be
They're like,
bothered.
yeah,
All right, we will move into the spoiler part of the video. So if you don't
yeah,
want to hear spoilers, then you should fuck off. Okay, leave.
yeah,
But spoiler alert: there's some monsters in it. There's they go into the back rooms. I'm gonna kind of hate on it a little bit here. Again,
mm-hmm.
I know I mentioned it already, dude. I did not care. So the movie is about a guy who runs a failing furniture
Furniture store.
furniture
Yeah,
store. He goes to therapy. His wife divorced him or some shit. He's an alcoholic. and eventually he stumbles upon a doorway. He's able to pass through a wall in the basement of his furniture store and fall into the back rooms. Now, I will say this. I did not care much for how much time they spent on the therapy and establishing his character, and I'm not going to lie. I just did not care for it. I did not. I did not give a fuck. I understand some of it was necessary. I think they spent a little too long, and like I was saying earlier, I wish they had just spent more time exploring the different levels of the backrooms. I wanted to see more floors. They spent almost their entire time on the like the office area.
I'm gonna kind of. I feel like they actually didn't spend that much time at all on the therapy part of things. Um, it was actually a very small part of the movie, to be quite honest. I understand that it happened at the beginning, and so it's kind of the first thing people remember because of psychology, where it's like remember the first thing
First
and the
and
last
last thing,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, but they really didn't spend that much time on it. And honestly, everything that they talked about was stuff that they touched upon near the end of the movie as well, where when the roles got reversed, it kind of tied it all together about the concept that they were trying to
You
convey.
can
I
spoil
feel
it. We're
like.
in the spoiler part, so don't be scared to expand
All right,
upon
so like for
what
example,
went down.
in the beginning, Barbara's or Mary's like, "All right, pretend I'm Barbara. Let's role play."
Mary is the therapist,
And
by the way, guys.
Mary is his therapist, and Clark is like, "Okay, we'll role play, right?" And Clark is talking to her as if she's Barbara, and he's like, well, I just got home from work or whatever, and I'm tired, and yeah, I'm sorry, I dropped the glass, right?" And then Mary's like, her pretending to be Barbara is like, "Well, why aren't you home earlier?" And he's like, "Well, because I have to work so much to provide for you and everything." And then Mary's like, "What, do I smell alcohol in your breath?" He's like, "Yeah, I had a couple beers because I had to deal with your shit all the time." And Clark is essentially just being a little baby about the whole thing, and it kind of just shows how, in a way, kind of somewhat unhinged he is. When he's at home because of how stressed out he is outside of home. Right, he's bringing that back to where he lives. And that's part of the reason why his wife divorced him, right? And originally Clark was saying it's because he's an alcoholic or whatever, and that's why he's going to therapy. But near the end of the movie, Clark has lost his mind.
Yeah.
He has captured Tweedledee and Tweedledum,
Yeah.
the
So,
two entities in the back
well, we're
room.
skipping so far. So he okay. So spoiler again. I know we're in the spoiler part,
Yeah.
but he slips into the back rooms, and he's actually able to leave it quite freely.
Oh,
Which,
do you want to go through the whole
well,
process? How
yeah,
he
yeah.
gets there?
Just kind of bridge the gap a
Okay.
little bit. So he slips into the back rooms, and he
He's
starts
actually
to
even worse person than we thought he was.
yeah.
Because he has two employees.
Yes,
And
he's
his great idea was, oh my God, here's this uncharted territory with God knows what in there. We have no clue what the fuck is going on. Let me grab my two employees.
yeah, and he sends them in there, and it goes awry, right? Well, what he said, there's like a downways kind of slide-ish passage, and they tie a rope around one of his employees, and he sends them down, and of course, he gets eaten by a monster, and they end up chasing after him, and that's where things kind of go to shit.
Yeah.
I understand the importance of attaching emotions and like grounding the character and making him relatable, and even just like making sure the audience has empathy. I just didn't care for. I just don't care. I wish they literally would have had as a random party, a group of people or kids or something. I didn't even give a fuck, and then just throw them into the back rooms and lock them in. And then just had them chased by monsters trying to complete different tasks. I get that
Yeah.
why they went in this direction. Maybe it's probably better than what I would have done or what I was looking forward to seeing. But I honestly was just wanting to see a party go through the back rooms, the different levels and floors, and I didn't care if they made it to the end or not. They all died. I get it. This was more like grounded and human, and you
Yeah,
probably
I mean, I would have
felt
liked that as
cared
like
a little more.
a fun like party movie,
Yeah,
like if we're chilling on the couch. But for this, I feel like this was appropriate for
it's
what I
fair.
paid money for.
I understand why. Obviously, they went with this. It worked. It's hard for me to argue my point for a thing that doesn't exist, but that's what I would have
Yeah,
personally liked to have seen. And
he
I'm not.
sacrificed his employees.
He literally, the main character is basically just a dickhead the whole time,
Yeah.
right? So like
Yeah.
again, he goes in and he sacrifices his characters, his employees, and eventually he himself is like he spends so much time in the back rooms he loses his mind, and then his therapist goes to go find him, and she ends up in the back rooms too. Like, and eventually she runs into him. He kidnaps her, ties her up, and he's crazy at this point. He's lost his marbles,
Yeah.
and he's tied her to a chair, and he's captured like
A
some of
boomer.
the he's captured a boomer. He's captured some
A boomer
NPCs.
entity.
And he's I love that scene, by the way. Actually, that entire scene with him at the dinner table was
It's
epic.
actually
I love that.
like I can't like okay, so he has these two entities, right? And he shows that you can eat them, which obviously it's kind of fucking weird that you're eating them because they're not even real people to start off. One and
Yeah,
two, they're made of like marshmallows or something. I
yeah,
don't know. And anyways, he sits her down, he ties her into a chair, and he wants to go through the whole role play thing again. This time
right.
with Clark being the one initiating it. Right now, for context, for Mary's backstory, her mother wouldn't was like an
Schizo probably or
introvert, like
something.
a
Well,
schizophrenic like introvert.
she was introvert times fucking 280
Yeah,
million.
she she would not let her daughter leave the house
Yeah,
for fear of whatever was on the outside,
doors
right? And so
locked, blocked, windows were taped up. Yeah, no
yeah, and
outside.
so eventually they got evicted and she had to go live somewhere else. And she harbored a kind of resentment against her mother because she has all these people telling her that it's not her mom's fault, right? Because she has a problem with, mentally, right, with how she's wired, right? And that always dug underneath her skin. And so
Mm.
it was kind of it was like a breath of like fresh water poured over me during near the end of this conversation with him because it was like that's what she had dealt with was people all around her telling her, "Hey, it's just the way she's wired, right? It's not her fault, right?" And she has to hear this her entire life. She has to go and visit her in the asylum or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
right? Right for her to be wheeled away like she's a crazy person because she is. But people telling her, "Oh, it's just the way she's wired." And
yeah,
so she has this conversation now with Clark where it's like where Clark wants her to be Barbara, and he's going to be Clark obviously, and he's just like, "I'm sorry I dropped the glass," right? And then she's like, she in the beginning, because she's kind of trying to role play along with him. She's like playing into it, like, "Sure, fine, whatever. I just don't want this fucking guy to kill me," right?
right.
And then he's like, why should I have to change or whatever? And she's like, or like, what's wrong with me? And he's like, or she's like, I don't. She's like, she breaks. She fucking cracks. She's like, I don't know, you fucking
Yeah,
dipshit. It's
yeah.
just the way you're fucking wired.
Basically, Mary, the therapist, gets pissed because in her job, her career, and including Clark, it's just people whining about how nothing's their fault. Is basically
Yeah,
the essence of her life, and obviously that resonates with her because everyone said that it wasn't her mom's fault. And so her
yeah,
entire life, her entire career, she hears people constantly bitching about how nothing's their fault. Clark goes in, he's drunk as fuck, he's dropping glasses, waking up his wife. His wife gets pissed. It's not his fault. It's work fault. His furniture store sucks. It's not his fault. It's his wife. So she snaps on him, and it's like, fuck you. You want to be a useless sack of shit. You don't want to take responsibility. Blame it on your wiring. Fine, but please let me the fuck out of here, right? And so
yeah,
he's like, oh, so okay, fine. I can be this way, not take responsibility, be a piece of shit, and you can go free. Cool. And so
yeah.
he lets her go, and there's I again the part that I wish they had touched on more was more floors, more monsters, basically. And this is like the established lore for the movie. I don't know if it's the established lore
I think
for.
considering they had a very low budget to work with,
It's
and
fair
this is
too.
what they managed to produce, that like this is pretty good considering what they were able to come up with.
Yeah.
This
So
is pretty
the
damn good.
the the lore again. I don't know if the movie and the uh, backrooms on the internet is the same, but the lore for the movie is that this place exists as sort of like the decay of memories. It's memories that are just decaying over time. So people enter it, they bring their memories with them. Their memories, spawn into physical existence, and then they're usually fucked up in some way, shape, or form because we're never remembering things exactly correct, and when it's just further decayed. So in the movie, Clark for his furniture store does a commercial, and where he's dressed up as like a pirate, and it's real cheesy, classic. "Arr, come to my store." The
Yeah,
monster in the movie is actually
a
him.
pirate version of
A
him,
pirate. It's the pirate version of him, but all
slightly deformed,
amalgamated into
a lot
form.
taller, more handsome.
Yeah, yeah, all fucked up. And that's the monster, and it chases her around, and you get to see
And honestly,
some
it
of it.
was kind of unsettling. I will say that it was decently unsettling, right? Somewhat.
Yeah, yeah, kinda. I think they made the monster. I get it's. I think you're right. I think most of it had to do with the tighter budget. But
Yeah.
at one point she just kind of knocks him down by busting up his wooden leg, and he's kind of squeezing through areas that he probably shouldn't have been able to get through. And
Well, to be
so,
fair, he was pretty skinny, the actor himself.
oh yeah, 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 for sure. But like,
Kind of,
she like runs into the model house, and
yeah.
he's somehow
I
just
like
like
how everyone saw that
inside
guy and thought he was gonna be the fucking stick man entity.
the Stickman entity. Oh. Yeah,
Quickly line guy.
yeah. Again, I was kind of hoping that we would get a little more. I don't know how you balance between like the cheesiness of the backroom games and like the lore and a
Yeah,
good production, which is why it's probably good they did go in that direction, right? And
yeah.
and just made it a little more classic horror monster type.
Because if they made it like the Minecraft movie, I kind of would have been disappointed.
It would have been too meany. It
Minecraft,
would have been too funny. Would have
yeah.
ruined the
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 Minecraft movie
tone.
was like a great party movie. It was. That's why the fucking theater was loud. Everyone was throwing around fucking popcorn and screaming and pissing their pants.
Yeah, it's the same like foundation, but definitely different. People went there to go and fucking throw
And they
shit around
respected
and,
it. Yeah,
go crazy. This movie, you went there to have a proper movie experience, like when you were a teenager.
correct,
Yeah.
correct.
So,
And honestly, it was on. Oh, don't forget, he had the fucking the Asian. See, one of his employees, the assistant manager, he had her head in the fucking fridge.
yeah, yeah,
Don't know if he ate her or not.
yeah. I don't think so. I know people were saying they thought he did it to her. I think she was just eaten by the monster, but who the fuck knows?
And he just
Technically, it would
fucking,
still be his fault either way.
yeah.
Which
But
again
yeah, I don't
still
know.
bleeds into the movie's concept of his lack of responsibility, right?
Yeah.
He sends his underpaid employees into the things they die. It's not his fault. Like, I get it. The
I mean,
whole
I'll give it to him.
responsibility
He tried
concept
to
is
save that
solid.
one guy after fucking tying him to a rope.
Which guy? I mean, kinda his. So
He
the
tried to
two
save him.
employees are a couple,
Yeah,
and
they were.
the male part, they were a couple, but the male guy, who's like holding the camera, or whatever, he gets taken down first. But it was his woman who went down after him first. It wasn't. It wasn't
Clark.
Clark. So I don't know. I don't think it really counts.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he gets dragged away by Pirate Clark.
Yeah, and even the concept of like, so again, I wish they had just locked him in. I thought it was gonna be. I thought they were gonna lean into the horror element a little more. And so when the first time he goes in, boom, he wasn't going to be able to get out.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of leaving and entering at will, and at pretty much at any moment he could have just left.
Yeah,
So I
exactly.
don't know. Again, for me, I think I would have tweaked things a little bit, but still a good movie. I'm bashing on it. I'm judging it. I still would give it like 7 or 8 out of 10. Like I think for what it was, nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. So
Yeah. I
kudos
love that we got to see the fucking pool rooms too, so at least a glimpse of
a
it.
little bit, yeah. Well, so
And then
here
we
we
got
have
to
good
see,
news. They are the number Backrooms 2 has already been greenlit.
yeah.
So it's possible we get to see, and I hope we get to see some more rooms. They truly explore the rooms.
I hope they just call it the poolscape.
The poolscape, is that what the
Yeah.
floor is called?
Yeah, I hope they name it after the levels and they don't just call it Backrooms 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's a couple. Can you pull up some of the floors? I like the pool room and the like kids party room. The like the Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, the fun
type,
level? That's
the
what it's
fun
called.
level. Yeah, like those two rooms. I think they could do wonders with. But there's even the scarier like medical floor or whatever.
Yeah.
And they could just make stuff up. There's so many options they can choose from.
Let's see.
This guy has a tier list of the rooms. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a database. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Let's
So
see.
the actual creatures from the internet lore are super cheesy. In the games, they're like 2-dimensional,
Yep.
images
So the
that just kind of float after you.
first level is obviously the normal one that we see, the incessant hum buzz. You have the exit, deep emptiness. It's all kind of part of the same section. Water damage version of the backrooms level that we saw in the movie. Fully, half finished. Dark relapse is kind of separate room. Disease, this one I don't consider canon. Neither that one or that one.
I don't know what any of these are.
Claustrophobia is kind of canon. Um, try to see. Yeah, dullness. Yeah, level 1, the basement of level 1. Yeah, I mean they don't really. Yeah, pipe dreams is another level as well, but I mean they don't really lay it out here too well. Yeah, here we go. That fucking Google Gemini does a better job of it than these people do. Level 1, habitable. I'm not gonna pronounce that. Habitable zone. Industrial. Habitable. Whatever. Industrial quarters with flickering lights, featuring basic supply crates and minor entities. Pipe dreams, darker, hotter maintenance tunnels lined with endless pipes and machinery. Electrical station, a lighter, more dangerous industrial zone. Abandoned office, empty, mostly safe office environment. Terror hotel, massive retro style hotel. Lights out. Obviously, you have some that aren't listed here, like the pool rooms. I don't know why they're calling it level 37. You typically encounter it much earlier than level 37, but yeah, there's a whole bunch you can do with it. There's so many.
Yeah, there's a lot of levels. They can make up their own.
There's so many different characters that they could introduce for different levels. Like if they did something similar to what they did, for this movie with the pool rooms, where it's like there's this kid and his family drowned, or one of his parents drowned in it, and he keeps going back to the pool, and he's like an Olympic swimmer or some shit. And I don't know. There's a bunch of different things you could do with it, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping. So they had, not them, but Five Nights at Freddy's movie came out.
Yeah.
And the true fans loved the shit out of it, and they wanted more. And they, made a second one, and they love that one too. However, it kind of ostracized the general audience who is, not crazy with the lore stuff. I hope that this sequel that they do leans more into what they did with the first one, and not what Five Nights at Freddy did, and like focus on the weird lore stuff that people aren't really going to pay attention to. Because again, they have a nice little starter here of, they don't even have to read the same characters, but they have the starter idea of, real humans, a real fleshed out character who goes in, brings their memories in, their memories get fucked up, it like tries to hunt them down. That's already a great concept. Just the main reason people like the Backrooms is just the levels. That's all they care about. So you don't need to do anything crazy and kind of lean into the whole extensive, probably weirdo basement dwelling made up lore. And that the Five Nights at Freddy crew did. I get it. I know why people like that.
I mean,
that's fine if you like
wouldn't
that
mind. I wouldn't mind, the fucking async yellow suit people just fucking going in with one of them being Mary and just kind of just going in and just fucking
that would be
looking
cool
for shit.
Yeah, it's a little closer than what I was looking forward to. But what I don't want them to do is do this an elaborate backstory nonsense. I don't know. Again, I don't know anything about the.
I didn't mind the backstory in this, like where they were lining it up. Right, I didn't mind it at all because it set the tone for the aesthetic of the '90s at the time, and it kind of just set the whole mood, in my opinion. So I wouldn't mind if they wanted to just have a character where it's like, he's a fucking swimmer, his parents fucking drowned there, and he's he keeps coming back to the pools, and one day he finds a pipe at the bottom of the pool, and he reaches it. Then the next thing they do is just pan over, and fucking async has the whole place quarantined off, and like, Mary, we need your fucking home.
And that is kind of leaning a little closer to what I don't want to see. If they did something like that, I hope they don't spend too much time on. Like, literally, the worst parts of this movie to me.
It'd be like 5 to 10 minutes. It'd be like 5 to 10 minutes of the
that's
movie
fine.
Would be that.
But like, for example, the worst parts of this movie to me was the time spent with the whole MRI company nonsense. Like, I don't know the lore. I don't know, like, I get it. Like, I can understand context clues. I'll say it from my perspective. Again, I don't know the lore. an MRI company somehow stumbled upon the back rooms or opened the portals themselves or some shit. I don't know. It's like hinted at, and now they kind of run
Yeah.
the operation. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. This is exactly the reason I don't watch the Five Nights at Freddy movies. Same fucking thing. I don't care about these super extensive lore, and I don't think most people do, which is why we saw such a large decrease in in money made from the first one to the second one. So I'm hoping.
It's Balloon Boy. It's Balloon Boy. You
Yeah,
guys remember Balloon Boy, right? He wants your batteries. Batteries. You remember the
yeah,
batteries thing?
yeah. No.
Oh my God! It's the battery. It's the batteries. Balloon guy, mom. Look at him. Oh.
And then, again, there's a balance here they could do, like you said, where they have the yellow people. You briefly explain it. Don't spend
Yeah.
an hour doing it because I don't care, and I know most people aren't going to care. We just want to see you go into the back rooms in the yellow suits. That's all we really want to see. Doesn't have to have a super long explanation. I don't need to know the history of the company. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to know the back lore of the founder. Like, I don't care. Don't show me that shit. Just send me into the back rooms. Let me see the fucking people get hunted like a horror movie, a cheesy horror movie. That's all I want to see. That's all most people want to see. You don't need to get so elaborate. So I'm hoping.
I do. I would like a bit more lore. I want Mary to be involved. I want a bit more lore with the async company, and I do want there to be some sort of aspect of discovery on the part of, wherever it is the pool room spawned from. And then beyond that, I would probably just want some basic character development between either Mary and like the other people that are joining her on the one of the expeditions that they go on. I think beyond that would be unnecessary, pretty much.
Maybe. I think it could work.
Because I don't get me wrong, I love the fucking pool rooms. They're my favorite, but I don't want to spend all day in the pool rooms too. And I do want to develop other aspects of the story.
Water also blows up the budget by quite a bit. So
Yeah, they have to use CGI for a lot of it because they can't do what they did with the first level because it's like, it's just a fucking yellow wallpaper, That's all it really is.
Yeah, they did a good job at keeping it cheap, but good. But now, of course, they'll have access to more money, and they'll have the option of expanding upon it if they really want to. But typically when that happens, we just see an over bloated budget. The movies
Would be
tend to
even
get
better
worse.
would be if they fucking rented out one of those abandoned malls and turned it into the fucking set for the pool rooms.
There's
Dude,
a lot
that
of
would be
options.
crazy.
It's a lot of options.
That would be, if they did that shit, dude, they would make so much fucking bank. Because the pool rooms is like one of the most desired levels to see.
Yeah, well, and in the end, that's my point, is that they need to focus on the levels, and that's literally it. Just focus on the levels.
Yeah.
You don't need
focus on the level and do some basic character development. Give me a little something to keep me until the next movie.
Well, we need the yellow suits and probably the water level, but I'd be okay with any of the other well-known levels.
I just don't want them to go down the Dream Core route because the Dream Core rooms are not completely synonymous with the back rooms.
I don't know what that is. What are the Dream Core rooms?
So people keep adding like different rooms to the fucking thing, which you're free to do and everything, but they keep trying to like.
This is what it looks
for example, that. Let me see if I can find one.
Probably do Backrooms, yeah.
Yeah, type in Backrooms, yeah. Like this kind of shit.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
And it's just like, I don't know, it's just kind of corny. It doesn't really belong in the Backrooms because it's all this is just about a fucking open field and a house, and I don't know. Like it just doesn't like this I can understand, right? Like this I can understand as being part of like the fun level, you know what I mean?
Could.
Yeah, I can understand that. But this is kind of like a different level of nostalgia that doesn't really belong in the Backrooms. Yeah, like this drink core, like, I don't know about this one, Chief. But the pool rooms? Oh
yeah,
we're going to the fucking pool rooms.
Pool rooms are a must. Pool rooms and the yellow suits. It's a must. It's a must. Yeah, I gotta get those suits in there.
You gotta have that shit in here.
They hinted at them a little bit in the movie. They did the Acme Group. I don't know their name. The MRI company.
Yeah. Like if they add like the real life like Backrooms places that exist, like this one, the hotel, that'd be pretty sick too.
I mean, this literally could skyrocket the IP into well-known
Artem.
zeitgeist. Like it could be at the Universal Halloween Horror Nights. It could be the next
Oh,
thing
dude, if
there.
they had a Backrooms at Halloween Horror Nights, that shit would be fucking
People go crazy.
packed.
Yeah, people would go crazy for it.
Oh my fucking god, that shit would be fucking packed.
Yeah, I again overall, I know I'm bashing the movie a little bit. I liked the movie. I think it's good. I think the sequel will be good. I want to see more young directors. This guy was only 20. I want to see more YouTubers who put out quality content. I actually watch a lot of short films on YouTube, and trust me, there is a lot of extremely underrated talent and content out there on YouTube. Real short films, and a lot of them have to do with stuff like this. I've watched a lot of Backrooms, homemade amateur movies. They're fucking surprisingly good. I watched the shit out of them over some random Disney show, like
Yeah, exactly.
they're fantastic. And again, just to kind of, because I what I'm most excited to see in the future is the SCP Foundation stuff. I really want that franchise to begin more than anything.
And then you're gonna see at the beginning of the movie Disney.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking go next IRL in Minecraft. Like, I'd fucking quit. I would never want to look at another screen again, man. I'd be so sad. I don't think, again, I think we're protected by the simple concept of they have no idea that shit existed because they're all over 60. They don't know.
Yeah.
They're having an emergency meeting right now of going, they're going to look at each other with their saggy eyes. They're fucking like this. What is the Backrooms? Does anyone know what that is? How did this happen? Who's this 20-year-old? What's
someone send the? Can we find the Backrooms? Someone send the answer to the Backrooms.
Where's the Backrooms?
Sir, they're trying to shove Johnson through the wall right now as we speak. Stop hitting me against the wall. It hurts. I'm sorry. The coffee was mild.
The boomer's going to look over to his left and fucking Mickey is going to be dead having a heart attack.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Someone get Mickey out of here. You died. They have no idea.
Yep.
They don't know. They don't know this shit exists. There's tons of IPs online that are just gold mines waiting. Just waiting to get taken advantage of. The SCP Foundation is one of them. It wouldn't even be close. People would eat that up a lot. Dude, people go crazy for that shit. Backrooms is one single concept that already exists within the SCP Foundation files. It's already in there.
Yeah.
Oh, I would kill for some SCP Foundation stuff. Kill for it. Kill. And I'm hoping this also leads into just more original content because, again, we just haven't had original shit in so long. Like, genuine original stuff. Right? Most of the original stuff has come from, like, indie, horror movie developers. It hasn't come from anywhere else.
No.
So.
Level fun.
Level fun.
That's actually one of the more dangerous levels, too.
I think that's about it. I think that'll probably wrap up this review unless you got anything else.
No. I would say
there it is. Look at that.
I would like them to kind of do what they did here, which is kind of like add a level of humanistic insight into the philosophical background of how people react. Like I think this definitely may have been an eye opener for some people where it was like, man, I've been acting like fucking Clark lately, or I empathize with what Mary has had to deal with. I do like that aspect of it.
I
know it's
get
kind
it.
of corny, but
no, I mean, I get it. I understand 100%. I don't even disagree with the message. I think it's a fantastic message. People these days will do anything to dodge responsibility and just claim that nothing in their lives are under their control. It's a great concept, especially for this movie. However, again, for me, I just want to see, some classic. Here's the group. Throw them into the back rooms and let them get hunted and explore. Like, I love that classic, early 2000s, late 90s horror movie vibes. I'm glad that we're kind of inching our way back. The psychological thriller concepts that we've seen really prop up this past decade. What's the movie where it it forces you to go next? IRL. When you see someone do it, then you do it. Smile, is that it? Yeah, Smile, right? With the trauma.
I think.
I think it's called Smile. It was a good movie. Again, I liked it. But again, all of these movies, Smile. these horror movies lately are like based on some, you know, mental illness, basically.
Like The Happening or something.
Yeah, like that happening, whatever. It doesn't matter. And like I get it. I think it's great. A lot of people our age are currently resonating with it because mental health crisis, blah blah blah. It's fine. Personally though, just put a party together. I don't give a fuck. Throw them into the maze and let them get hunted. But yeah,
I think what they should do is they should section it out. So I think they should have 0.5. Like, so for example, they should do Backroom 0.5, where it's kind of just what you just described, where they just fucking toss the hazmat people in there,
yeah,
and they just fucking go through, and it's just a shit ton of fun. And then
yeah.
they have the pool rooms after that, and then
Yeah, as long
they
as they have the
they,
pool
they
rooms.
engage a little bit more with the story, and then they have the pool room 0.5, right, where they just fucking throw the hazmat people in there and they just go through the fucking levels. That way they can kind of section it out based on story, and it's kind of just a party movie.
It's fair. Listen, I totally get it. I think either way is fine. I'm gonna go watch it. Either way, I have my own preference. I get even
Yeah,
if I'm in the minority, completely
yeah.
fine. I'm happy the movie exists. I think it's good. I look forward to the sequel. And it's gonna be directed by the same guy. Apparently, he is looking for a partner to bring in. I hope he brings in another random YouTuber who has been working on stuff like this for quite a bit.
Yeah,
It's just
I think that'd be pretty good.
so much untapped talent, all because boomers are the most awful people on the planet.
Yeah, yeah. And guess what? Fuck them. Fuck them. The market's turning towards young people. Old people don't fucking do this
Yeah,
shit no more. They don't
I
watch
just
movies no more.
we're gonna talk about more in the next episode, but capitalism is winning again, where the people who are dog shit are losing all of their money, and the people who deserve it, the money is starting to flow to them. God
The
bless.
original creator of the Backrooms creepypasta watching their idea generate millions of dollars from YouTube videos, video games, and an upcoming Hollywood movie, but they can't claim any credit because they decided to post it to 4chan where all posts are anonymous.
Yeah, that's probably a little unlucky.
Yeah.
I mean, all he did
Like, man,
was post a random thing. Like,
yeah. Playboy Cardi Backrooms. Hmm.
all right, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks
that's about it.
for tuning in. Thanks for listening. If you've seen the movie, let us know. If you plan on going and seeing the movie, let us know your thoughts. If you're just a Backrooms fan, let us know. If you're also interested in the SCP Foundation stuff, please let me know so that I know I'm not alone. But have a wonderful day, evening, morning, night, and we'll see you next episode. Anything from you?
No.
Okay.